And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to race number 12 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series as we are here at Pukekohe Speedway here in New Zealand for the running of the New Zealand 400. We've had two exciting races here in the Trucks and Mobil. The Truck Series race coming down to fuel mileage with Dylan Potey just barely beating out Jamie DeFelu. The Mobil and Cup Series race, the top three wrecked on the final lap, and James Silverfox picked up the victory in that race. We're getting ready here for today's Snickers Cup Series race, and joining me in the booth is the Season 1 Snickers Cup Series champion, Dougie Shears. Dougie, thanks for joining me.
Oh, no problem, Seth.
All right, so we're here at a road course that has brought about two rather bizarre finishes in Trucks and Mobil Cup Series race. Do you think we're going to see something like a more calmer, normal race today, or are we going to see a repeat of our last two events?
Most likely a repeat of the last two events.
On the
But
pole.
hopefully,
Oh, go ahead.
hopefully there's a little bit of a green flag run.
Yeah, certainly hope so, because we've been under the caution flag several times this whole weekend. I don't think we've actually been able to complete a green flag lap, to my knowledge. So, so hopefully the flagman will get a little bit of a break here today. As on the pole position is going to be Ian Dutta for Stuart Haas Racing. Now, Dutta comes in second in the points, 10 points behind the points leader, Bob Jones. It's been kind of a running battle between Bob Jones, Ian Dutta, and Noah Hart as far as the battle for the points lead. And with Ian Dutta starting on the pole position, is track position going to be a key here?
Yes, track position is actually going to be a key at this road course. It is a very tight road course, and it's almost got a super speedway setup. It's very fast. It's not like Watkins Glen or Thornton or Infineon. It is very fast, and you could get into trouble really fast.
And starting alongside of him is going to be Sean Henley. Now, Henley's been on a bit of a streak as of late. Henley has moved himself up now to 20th in points. He had a win a couple weeks ago at Infineon, and then he finished well in the race at Derek Motordome last week as well. Now, Henley has won at a road course, as I said, Infineon Raceway. Is that going to give him an edge coming into this race?
Yes, it actually is. I mean, going left and right is a thing mastered by only few people. Like Anthony McCurry and Danny Wells is another one. And Ralph Mason. John Henley is actually starting to master the left and rights. I wish I did.
Well, Henley not only has mastered the rights and lefts, but also the Infineon race came down to fuel mileage, and we saw in the Truck Series race, it came down to fuel mileage at the stripe. Do you think that also could come into play and be a factor that could benefit Sean Henley?
Yeah, field strategy has been important the last 2 or 3 weeks. Infineon, Motordome, and now here. I mean, we're not going to go into last week's little details, but, you know.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was happy to leave that track last week. Oh, man.
Yeah, even I was happy, and I was running up front.
And also, another thing that we got to talk about real quickly here is the level of racing may be up to just a little bit more than we would expect to see, because if a driver wins a race today that has not won yet this season or the second half of last season, they're clinched into the All-Star race, and this is the next to last stop these drivers have to be able to get themselves into the All-Star race. So do you think that's going to have drivers maybe try and make some desperate moves here near the end that they normally wouldn't make if it were, say, an attempt to get into the chase for the championship or something?
One word about that, it's basically YOLO. You only live once, and it's an all-star race weekend next week. And if you're not in, you're going to just go out there and try to win this race, no matter what.
All right, well, the points coming into this race are pretty close, at least amongst the top three. Bob Jones is the points leader after he ended up picking up the win last week at Motodome. He has a 10-point advantage over Ian Dutta. Noah Hart is a total of 12 points back, and then the rest of the top 10 in points are Danny Wells, Chris Washer, rookie Megan Atkins, Charles Sanford, the Daytona 500 winner, has been able to move his way back up into 7th. His teammate Cody Lamas 8th. Then Cole Daly and Richard Johnson, that is the top 10. We're going to get these cars rolling off, and while they complete their pace laps here, Dougie, I'm going to ask you, who in this field do you think is going to be the one to watch here to possibly be around at the end of this race?
Well, you always have to watch out for Ralph Mason and Anthony McCurry. Those two are road course experts. And Ralph Mason, he's basically from around this parts. You also got to watch out for Joshua Michaels and possibly the 83 of Dougie Shears.
Possibly that 83.
Possibly. He's got.
You never know.
He has a good qualifying spot. You can see the front. You can see the pace car from where he started. So, but you also got to watch out for the points leader and second and third in points. Bob Jones, Ian Dutta, and Noah Hart.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm actually going to go with a guy that did pick up the win in the Mobil Cup Series event. Now, most people say he got handed to him, but you got to remember he was running in 4th place at the time. So he was having a good day. James Silverfox, he's also 15th in the point standings, and he could end up being the second Audi driver to go to victory lane here today. He's going to have to work his way from mid-pack today, but if I remember correctly, I think he ended up winning the Mobil Cup Series race yesterday from the 40th position, so he obviously knows how to pick his way through the field.
Yeah, 41 spots is not the best, or 39 spots.
No, not at
is
all.
Not the best.
As here we
Trust
go,
me.
22 laps ready to be run, green flag getting ready to come out, and Ian Dutta, Sean Henley will get us underway, and we know they're going to come down to that trouble spot here, that trouble turn. Do you think they'll be able to make it through here?
Probably not.
Yeah, the likelihood's not too good. Let's see, though. As Dutta, he's going to go through everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Pichu London's off track, and he's in the wall.
We didn't even get a lap in.
No, he didn't.
Watch it, Jess.
Oh, boy, look out. Ralph Mason spun it, but he saves it. Look at them. They're 4 wide, like 4 rows back here because they're all so
They're like
congested.
5 wide up ahead.
What in the world? And somehow, someway, they're keeping it together, which is kind of crazy.
Again, one word, yellow.
I know. I see a little damage there on the Danny Wells car. Oh, some cars have slid off. Trent Dunham, Poteet.
Of course, Poteet and Trent Dunham. And who's that in 11?
That was Jacob Lawler there in the 11 car. As
the
looks
guy that flipped.
Dutta, Henley, McCurry, and Schwallenberg, they're going to make it back at the top 4. I think Jake Rogers is in 5th. But believe it or not, I think only one driver really was damaged out of all that, and that was Pichu London. So that's kind of a miracle.
Yeah, miracles.
It's a Christmas miracle. I just took Dylan Poteet's thing away from him. Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah. You got to watch it, though. Slowing down. A lot of people can wreck, too.
Yeah, these guys have actually done a good job here this weekend, not wrecking under the pace laps, which is really, I think, helped as far as the drivers that have survived. I've seen a little damage here on the front of the NOS Energy Chevrolet of Danny Wells. Don't know how that's going to affect him. I mean, we've seen drivers here at road courses finish the race in the top 10 without their hoods, so maybe that's not going to affect him that much. But 4th in points, there's a little bit of a question mark there, I guess.
You know what's funny? We didn't mention John Sandino at the top of the program.
No, you're right, we didn't. And he survived that. He's 17th right now. And, of course, we know when we were at Thornton, he was a big player in that battle for the win.
Well, yeah. As long as you don't fall off the turn of death at Thornton, you're in it to win it.
It's a good point. Yeah, as long as
you don't fall off that
you're
turn.
in good shape. All right,
I almost died on that turn earlier this year, in fact.
All right, so Ian Dutta is going to be the leader. Doesn't look like the driver's going to make any pit stops here, which is surprising because normally in our Truck Series and Mobile Cup Series race, we had a lot of drivers, including the top two in both events, come down pit road on the very first lap, but they're going to stay out, so that'll give us a time to go back and take a look at a replay of what put us under the caution for the first time here today. Well, Pichu London had started this race off in the fourth position, but apparently, I don't know, he really didn't even get close to Anthony McCurry. He just really overdrove the corner, it looks like.
It does look like that.
And I'm not exactly sure why. I think a big reason I've been trying to find out this whole weekend why these drivers seem to overdrive this particular corner. They don't
Lawler
really.
overdrove the corner too.
Yeah,
Yep.
they
We
don't
might.
seem
We.
to. Does Danny get the wall up here? Is that why he gets some damage?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
I
that's what
think
happened.
that's why. I was about to say, oh, Danny.
Oh
Oh,
no, he got into Bob Jones. The 27 was around. He got into the 27.
the A3 was around too. The 17 I
I
seen
saw the Cole
around.
Dally in the 88 around.
The 43 back here,
Yep,
10,
10,
the
87.
87.
They all slid into each other.
They're all backing up, and points leader Bob Jones was involved in all this melee.
Yeah, he was, and he got hit there by Danny Wells, as I said, and I don't know. It doesn't look like he got a whole lot of damage from that car. Everybody really looked like they did a good job, even though they were slipping and sliding around. They all got through it pretty well. The only ones that really had any extensive damage were Danny Wells and, of course, Pichu London, but everybody else did a really good job getting through.
Yeah, that was a very good job.
So it looks like the only driver that really is going to not benefit from this incident is going to be Pichu London. I think he's actually gone to pit road already. But the
I think he's out of the race.
yeah, I think he may be because he took a pretty hard lick into that tire barrier. So we're under the caution flag here for the first time today. Let's go back for the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Nobody came down pit road under that caution flag, so everybody is still out there with the exception of Pichu London. He has gone back behind the wall. We'll give you the top 10 here. Ian Dutta is the leader, Henley in second, Anthony McCurry there in third, Dylan Schwallenberg is fourth with Jake Rogers fifth. Then it's Nick Barney, Noah Hart all of a sudden up here in seventh place. He's one of those drivers battling for the lead in points. Cody Lamas is in eighth, Austin LaPlante now ninth, and Dylan Poteet is going to complete the top 10. We'll go back through the top 15 real quickly. Dougie Shears 11th, 12th is Charles Sanford. Trent Dunham is 13th, 14th Levi McIntyre, and Cole Dally completes the top 15. And I was looking at these drivers going through that corner again. I've been trying to do a little bit of a study of it this entire race weekend. I don't think it's as much they overdrive the second corner as they mess up the entry into the first corner and then have to overcompensate. So that's something these drivers have been constantly trying to have to work on this entire weekend.
Yeah, it seems like it. During the Mobil One Cup Series, 3 drivers trying to get by Dylan Young, and they all wrecked in that corner.
Exactly.
And gave it right to James Silverfox.
Exactly.
And
That's exactly it. What I'm saying.
and
I think
here
you hit it right on the head.
and here we go for the restart. Green flag is out, and Sean Henley trying to get to the inside.
Yeah, he tried to make a move there. Now he's going to get to the inside. That was actually quite a nice move there. He did not pass the 66 until after they got past the start-finish line, but he's going to go to the lead. And I also want to document. I saw Charles Sanford and Levi McIntyre short pit.
Schwallenberg's off.
Oh, I saw the 50. Oh, 22. Jake Rogers. He got the wall.
No.
Oh, Dougie Shears is around.
John Sandino, I seen hit Dougie.
56 was around. Lawler's around. Richard Johnson splitting the gap between the 22 and the outside wall.
Oh, he's got damage
Yes,
too.
he does. He did get some damage from that. Oh, whoa, 83's off the pace. Looks like he's continuing. I think he was in the grass and couldn't get the grip to be able to continue on, so some cars passed him, but looks like he's good. Wow, look at Austin LaPlante almost overdriving that corner. Someone else really overdrove the corner up ahead. Henley lost a lot of spots.
Whoa, Henley.
He really overdrove the corner. He was second place. He slipped all the way back here. And look at this. There's Charles Sanford right beside him and Levi McIntyre. Those two pitted when we came back to green.
They pitted?
They pitted. I saw them come down pit road. They came off pit road after a gas and go. Goss and go. What's a goss and go?
What's a goss and go, Seth?
A will goss and go.
Is that the New Zealand? Is that the New
That's
Zealand?
That's the New Zealand way of saying it. Yes.
I had to jump out of the booth. One of my nieces is actually in the booth with me, and they want snow.
They want snow. Well, we don't have.
They
snow
want
here.
snow. Michael Norman on pit road.
The 3 cars on pit road. There's Jake Rogers coming down. I thought I saw Danny Wells without his hood. Oh wait,
Okay.
there's another car on pit road. Dougie
Oh,
Shears. This may be a regular sketch. Oh no, he's got his whole hood crunched up. What happened to
oh
him?
no. Okay, I gotta jump out of the booth for a sec. Uh, Anthony McCurry's the leader?
Yeah, Anthony McCurry is the leader. It's Kyotech 1-2 right now. Noah Hart in second. Third is Dylan Poteet. Fourth, Ian Dutta, and Charles Jackson has now jumped up to fifth. As it looks like
Okay,
sixth place, John Cittadino is going to come down pit road.
okay, I'm jumping out.
Okay, so as Dougie steps out of the booth for a minute, we're going to cover this pit stop from John Cittadino in the 72. Looks like he may be the only one that's going to come down pit road. No, here comes the points leader, Bob Jones. Oh my goodness, he almost hit Michael Norman. Cole Daly almost hits Michael Norman. Norman in a rather precarious spot there. As Cittadino, Jones, Cole Daly look like they're going to be the ones to make the pit stops this time. Leader right now, as we said, is Anthony McCrory. Trying to see if anybody else may have gotten involved in any incidents there. The 43 of Andrea Erickson's got a little bit of damage on her machine. Oh, there's also Drew Austin in the 9. His hood is crunched up. Something must have happened somewhere else because we know that Dougie Shears got through that first incident, and so did just about everybody else. So we got to
Oh,
look back and see what happened here, as it looks like Dougie has joined back.
yes, I have, and it's really cold outside.
It's freezing outside. Well, it's probably not too warm out where I am either, but
Yeah,
gotta love Michigan and New York weather.
I know, right?
So the two Audis are currently out in front. Let's jump back and look at a replay of what puts under the caution for the second time today. Well, another wreck and another driver up inside the top 5. This time it was 5th place Jake Rogers, and let's see what happens to him here.
Drove the corner
Yep,
like
yep. 16 of Nick
Nick.
Barney did the same.
Nick did the same thing. They're both in the dirt, but I think Nick gets away with it.
And you know,
Jake
Dougie,
Cole.
you know as a road course racer, you know that once you get out into that grass, into that dirt, there's no grip out there to be able to turn the car back to the right.
Yeah, there is no grip. Like it's like at Infineon when you get in the dirt coming out of 10, there's no grip. You just lose it. And there goes the 83 Red Bull Toyota around.
Yep, 56 went around, 72 went around. I think that's a result of these drivers seeing the car wrecking and they lock up the brakes and the car just slides around on them.
There's Daniel Day. He had a pretty good run last week.
Yeah, well, not last week. Last week he flipped. It was Infineon where he had a good run, but
He still had a good run last week. Oh, Sean Galligan spinning.
Yep, the 44 back there spinning around. What I want to look at here is Michael Norman and Andrea Erickson and Dougie Shears because they all had some damage, and I don't really know how it happened. Oh, there's what happened to Michael. This was back further, and I didn't even see it.
Well, he was running in 24th.
Nobody was around him. Oh, he went off the rumble strip. He bounced off the rumble strip and lost it.
It was like last week. If you got on the rumble strip, you were pretty much flipped.
Yep. Oh, man. And a pretty hard
Hard
lick there into
to
the
the
wall.
left side.
So that's what happens to Michael. And let's find the 42 of Andrea Erickson because I saw her with damage. Oh, she was on. Oh, these drivers were all making pit stops during that time.
Oh.
Chris Washer, Dylan Young, Megan Atkins, Andrea Erickson, they were all on pit road.
Now, did she miss her pit, though?
Joshua Mike, I think she actually did. With the way that she's situated, I think she may have missed her pit stall. Yeah, I don't think she even had pitted there. I think she was in front of her pit stall and had to maybe come back around or something.
Well, she's got more damage on the back. I'm wondering what happened.
Let's see. Let's rewind it here.
Maybe contact? Nope.
No, her car was damaged already. So I can only assume it was probably something back in that first caution when they were all backing into each other, maybe.
Hey, there's another Red Bull Toyota.
Yeah, that was Joshua Michaels. He was actually on pit road. Now I want to fast forward here because Dougie Shears ended up retiring or something. He had some damage. And I don't really... Oh! This was off another corner.
Maybe a little bit of revenge. Oh, no.
Let's see what
Kyle
happens
Corbett
here.
just...
Yeah.
Kyle Corbett just loses it and just rams Dougie right into the wall.
That's that hard turn where actually Sean Henley, the leader at the time, it actually spun.
Oh, no.
They just
Dougie
lost
just
it.
spun.
And
Dougie
Corbett
just
does
spun
it. Corbett does too, and they just slide into the wall.
Well, that was great.
Wow, they've actually been able to get through that corner really well this weekend. That's one of the first times I've actually seen drivers have trouble with that particular turn.
Well, I think what happened there, Dougie's seen a slender tubby way off in the distance and started screaming on the radio, and he just wrecked it.
And apparently the 56 car intercepted that radio communication and wrecked it as well.
Apparently,
Slendy
he
Tubby,
heard
where?
PewDiePie. uh,
Oh, so tough break there for a couple Toyotas. Kyle Corbett comes in 17th in points. Dougie Shears having a tough season, 37th in points. Two of them getting in trouble. Michael Norman's been having a tough season too, so we see him damaged there. He is currently 34th coming into this race, so tough break for a couple of drivers there who had actually survived that first incident there through those first few S corners, but weren't able to make it through that hard right-hander.
I think when Dougie went back to Red Bull for the number 83, he thought he could channel some season one luck. He's
Yeah, kind
like,
of have a
come on,
renaissance there, an 83 renaissance or something.
let's go for another championship in season 7. It is not working out for him so far.
Well, we got to keep in mind, too, for some of these drivers. Michael Norman, he was a former winner last season. Dougie Shears, a two-time winner last season. These guys still could be in a wild card hunt, but right now things are looking pretty bleak for them.
Yeah, the wild card has brought in some drivers to the mix of the chase for the championship. I mean, if you win, you're pretty much guaranteed a wild card spot. I know a lot of people don't want to get in by wild cards. They want to just go out there, win every race. But honestly, if you get in by a wild card, there you go.
Absolutely. So let's now head back for the restart, or at least see if maybe the leaders may try and make some pit stops here under this caution flag.
Who knows?
It's anybody's guess. Getting ready to go back to green, and surprisingly enough, again, the leaders did not come down pit road. So we'll get ready to go back to green with Anthony McCurry, the leader, second Noah Hart, Dylan Poteet, Ian Dutta, and Dylan Schwallenberg. That is the top 5 as the green flag's back out, and Noah Hart not wasting any
maybe
time. He's going to go
maybe
underneath his
they're
teammate.
maybe they're trying not to pit.
They,
Maybe that's a
they
strategy.
It could be. I mean, pit roads proved to be as much a
Oh,
problem for others. Oh, Dylan
oh,
Poteet spun it. Oh,
Daniel
wow.
Day's around, Mary Cole, Johnson and Dino.
Everyone spun it. That's it.
Yeah, everyone.
Kyle Matthews
See,
is around. Oh,
oh,
whoa! Megan
oh,
Atkins came flying in.
wow. Did she even try to turn?
I don't think so.
She's just like,
Oh, there goes Jake
up.
Cole.
Jake Cole's around. Save it, save it.
Everybody saved it, it looks like. And the caution flag is out again. Oh, and more drivers on pit road.
Cal Corbett's on pit road.
There's Megan Atkins, Dylan Poteet, Nick Barney. I think actually Atkins and Poteet may have actually had to teleport back to pit road because they were caught in that sand trap off that corner.
I think Nick Barney did too.
And who is the leader? Is it Ian Dutta? Ian Dutta got back to the lead.
Oh, it is.
And Galligan's up to second. Schwallenberg is now
What?
third. Then McCurry and McLeod. That's the top 5 now. That changed quickly.
What happened to Noah Hart?
47 of Noah Hart. Where in the world is he? There he is. He's back in 18th. He must have overdriven one of the corners or something because he lost a ton of spots.
He was almost leading.
Wow. There's Daniel Day. We saw him spin around, but he recovered and got out of the gravel pit there. He's in 16th.
Look who's in front of him though.
Oh my, Bob Jones, up to 14th place, the points leader. How has he survived?
I wasn't even talking about Bob Jones. I was talking about James Silverfox.
Oh
Right
yeah,
behind
the
him.
41. He's up in 15th, and wait a minute, are my eyes deceiving me? They're not. Danny Wells, the damaged car, is in 12th place.
It looks like this car looks like a Bristol car right now.
It does.
It's all beaten and banged
Oh my
out,
goodness.
and
It's
he's
like
right
I
now in
said.
12th. Pit
Oh.
stops.
Pit stops going on here. We got to jump up to the leader, Ian Dutta, who I believe is on pit road. Yep, Galligan, Schwallenberg. There's McCurry, Lawler, Cinedino, Dunham back there, Danny Wells, William Duncan. Now let's see what they're going to do. What kind of strategy do you think they're going to play out here?
Well, most of them are going to take tires. It looks like.
Right
I
side's on
thought,
the 66, right side's on the 61, left side's on the 11.
I thought it would be like the Mobil one in trucks and Sean Henley just pitting.
Yep.
And I thought it was going to be like the Mobil One Cup Series race with only fuel only. But
No, they went with tires though.
they went,
Some with two, some with four.
yeah,
Trent,
yeah.
there's
There's
Trent,
Trent.
Danny,
There's
William. There's the points leader, Bob Jones.
he. All Bob Jones has to do is stay in front of Noah Hart and Ian Dutta.
Yep, and there's Jacob Lawler. Now he's a driver I know for certain took four tires. I think the drivers that got out ahead of him may have gone with two-tire strategy, but the 11 did take four Goodyears.
You just gotta watch the two right-handers right there.
Yeah, and there's Anthony McCurry. He must have gone with four tires as well because he had a really long pit stop. He's way back here. Dylan
There's
Poteet,
Dylan Poteet.
he'll be able to continue, but I think he may have fallen a lap down. And Noah Hart
Oh,
extended stay on pit road.
looks like he missed his pit stall
He
because
very
he's
well
got
might
damage to the
have.
back end.
I think you might be correct. That's a tough break for him. He was trying to run down the points lead today, and he may end up falling a lap down if they can't get that car off pit road before the leaders come around. Well, speaking of the
Well,
leaders, we're going to get ready to go back to green, apparently,
for,
and James McLeod's leading down the top five or so. I saw Jake Cole there. There's
uh,
Langford, McIntyre, Dylan Young, Daniel Day, Silver Fox, Matthews. Oh, the 45 just got spun on
oh,
pit road. And Daniel Day isn't even in his pit stall. He's getting tires. He's literally got his right front outside. Oh, Cody got spun by Richard Johnson.
oh, this is fun.
What is going on?
This this pit stall, it's interesting because they're on both sides.
Yeah, they are. They got the dual pit stalls here, and looks
It's
like
like a quarter slammer. Oh, Cal Corbett's coming out.
everybody else coming out here. Green flag's back out. I don't even have a clue who the leader is. Oh,
Um,
Galligan. Oh, Galligan
Galligan,
messed
no,
it
no,
up.
no.
Galligan messed
Gal-
it up.
oh,
Henley's in the
they're all
wall.
around.
McCrory's in the wall.
Henley
Who's
looked
who's
like
even
hit
the
the wall.
leader anyway? Oh, Ralph Mason's on pit road. I don't know if
Oh
that's
no.
regularly scheduled or not. Well,
The
Ian Dunn
20,
is still the leader.
the 24 is literally his right front is hanging out his pit stall.
It
If
is. It
someone just
literally
come,
is.
if someone just comes down pit road at the right angle, they're gonna hit that car.
They definitely would, and I would fear for the pit crew member out there too. Ian Dunn
I
is
do.
going to be the leader. Then it's Schwallenberg, Citadino, and Trent Dunham here under yet another caution at the halfway point. A
Where did
lot of
Trent come from?
I don't really know. I know he went with a two-tire strategy under that last pit stop, but he picked up a lot of positions. Duncan's fifth, Bob Jones sixth, Danny Wells seventh, Lawler eighth, Daly ninth, and Mary Cole is 10th. We got a few replays we got to look at because we weren't able to go back look at a replay of what happened for the last caution because they immediately went back to green. So let's quickly do that as we're under the caution for the third time here today. All right, so here was the incident back on lap 7 that ended up bringing out what I think was our second caution of the day. And Dylan Poteet, again, almost kind of like what we saw before with Michael Norman. He tries cutting the corner there, and you just can't really do that.
No, you can't. And there goes Daniel Day and Nick Barney and Mary Cole and Harrison Langford and Jensen Dino and
Matthews there in the back.
Matthews. They're
McLeod.
all
I don't
going
think
around.
McLeod spun it. I think he just kind of had to slow down for all these other drivers.
He was trying to be like Ken Block, drift.
Exactly. And we know that Barney and I believe Dylan Poteet and possibly the five. No, I don't think the Matthews car had to, but Poteet and Nick Barney had to teleport to pit road.
And there
There's
goes
Megan
Madison
Atkins.
Siebert right into Nick Barney.
I mean, that car didn't even stop. I don't think she even hit the brakes.
We gotta have an onboard on Madison Siebert's
Yeah,
car.
we do. Let's go on board. See just exactly how fast she flew into that corner. On board with the 33, trying to pass Dylan Young, and just completely drives the corner straight.
YOLO!
Literally YOLOing it. Oh my goodness. Megan Atkins is a very good rookie. She's running well in points too, but that was not exactly a good move, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
And as
There
a
goes
result,
Charles Jackson.
as a result, she had to teleport back to pit road. Let's try.
Whoa!
Whoa, Anthony McCurry, Dylan Schwallenberg overdrove that corner. Oh, there's what happened to Noah Hart. He got
Oh, it
spun
looks
off
like
that corner.
just like Dougie Shears and Kyle Corbett, they must have seen a Slender Tubby out in the woods, way off the track,
Maybe he saw a
and
Crash Bandicoot or something.
maybe or Spyro.
Or Spyro, that could be too. So that's what
That's what
happened to Noah
happened.
Hart. And then I think you're right in the estimation that he missed his pit stall under that caution flag because it almost looked like he was out of his pit
Well,
stall section.
well, I seen that there was damage on the back of his car.
Yeah, and as you can see right now, there is no
There,
damage. This is before he made that pit stop, so I would
yeah,
assume you're correct in that. So now let's quickly jump and see what happened to Sean Galligan to put us under the caution for the third time here today. All right, so here's what happened here. This was on lap 10. Sean Galligan, who after the pit stop had worked his way up to the third position, I should say, he was battling for third with John Cittadino. Let's see what's going to happen to the 44 of Tweenix Racing. This is
he
on
might have just overdrove the corner.
his car. Actually looked
It,
like,
it,
oh, right there, look right
oh,
there. Look at how his car had actually fishtailed on him through the entrance of that corner, and then it just goes around on him through this corner. He had already messed up the corner way back at the
yeah.
very beginning.
Seemed like he already messed it up and just, might as well take a little stroll through the grass.
I
And
guess
oh,
so.
wait, there's a wall.
That's a tire barrier.
Wow.
And here comes
And
Henley, his
Henley,
teammate.
Henley.
McCurry just up ahead.
Oh, I thought Henley was going to sneak by
I thought he
there.
was too. Oh, Mary Cole just barely going to get past the
Ooh.
25.
Now, what are the repercussions of someone spitting out and hitting the tire barrier? On the first lap, you seen like 20 guys spin out.
Yeah, I mean these drivers, they're having a lot of difficulty get. This is almost kind of like that first turn at Watkins Glen. Everybody slams on the brakes, and a lot of times you hit the brakes way too hard, and the car slides around on you. That's kind of what these drivers are doing. They're trying to overdrive that first corner as hard as they can, and then slam on the brakes for the hard right-hander, and a lot of them aren't succeeding.
Yeah, a lot of them aren't succeeding. And I am wide awake now.
Well, that's a tough break there for Sean Galligan and the 44 team. Galligan had been trying to work his way up through the points. He was up to 27th, and he was running well, too. That's what we've been seeing, which is rather ironic. A lot of the drivers up at the front of the field are having trouble. Oh, something happened
Oh,
here, too, with Bob Jones, William Duncan, and Danny Wells.
it just looked like they got around, saved it, and continued on.
Looks like it. I don't think anybody had to teleport back to pit road or anything, and that's obviously a good thing for
Oh,
Bob. Oh,
Poti.
Poteet. Yikes. Hello.
Whoa, hello world. Hello, Bob Jones.
My goodness. Nearly ended up turning that 27 car around, but
That would have been bad
yeah,
for
that
Bob
would have been bad
Jones.
for Bob Jones because Bob Jones is he's been slipping and sliding around, but he's done a good job of surviving. He was eighth place at that moment. I think he's still inside the top 10, but we're finally ready to get you back to your restart here after we've gone through all these replays.
Yeah.
Well, you said at the beginning of the program, Dougie, track position is key. And Dutta started on the pole. He is still out in front here, even after all the chaos of pit stops that have happened. And right now, Bob Jones is in fourth place. So Ian Dutta, even though he's doing a great job here today, Bob Jones, he's not really giving Ian Dutta any space to work with, nor to try to run him down for the points lead.
That'd been 3 points right there between Ian Dutta and Bob Jones.
So that cuts it down to 7 points, the advantage now that Bob Jones has over Ian Dutta. And oh, wait, they're
And
coming by the slower
Noah
Noah
Hart,
Hart car.
he might be a lap down.
He could be. I think actually at this track, the lap cars do not start double file
Ooh.
with the leaders. They actually go to the tail of the field. Oh, Jacob Lawler just ran into the back of Noah Hart.
Move out of my way.
Get out of the way. I'm on the lead lap. You're not.
What happened to Johnson and Dino? Did he make a pit stop?
I don't know. We're going to find out here real quick. Let's go through the field real quick. Ian Dutt is the leader. Schwallenberg second. Then it's Dunham, Bob Jones, and Danny Wells is the top five.
Wow.
Jacob Lawler sixth, Cole Daly seventh, Mary Cole in eighth. Ninth place is Austin LaPlante with Dylan Young in 10th. Collard is in 11th. 12th is Chris Washer. 13th place Jake Cole. 14th James McLeod. Silver
Pit
Fox
stops are being
15th.
made,
Then you got Kyle Matthews, Charles
I think.
Jackson, Jessica Shelton, Andre Erickson, Charles Sanford, the top 20. And as you said,
Oh,
who's
maybe
pitting?
not. I thought I seen. Oh,
Yep, was that the 10, I think? I think it
I told
was.
you I seen someone go down pit
I
road.
think it was Chris Washer. Green flag back out here, though. And oh, Danny
Oh, oh, no, no.
Wells. Oh, he's going to save it. I think he's going to make it through that turn. Wow.
Oh,
Hey,
yep,
maybe
he
that's the
made it.
key. Maybe that's the key. Maybe you got to have
Yeah.
a damaged car. Oh, Dylan Young overdrove it.
Oh,
And there's
one
Chris
job,
Washer. That
Dylan.
was a regularly scheduled stop for him. His teammate going by in the 9. Oh, there's Citadino. Yeah, he made a pit stop.
Oh, he came across the line 26. I was like, what happened to Johnson Adino?
Yeah, he and
Am I
Chris
losing my mind?
Washer. He and Chris Washer both made pit stops. Oh, Charles
Oh,
Jackson,
Charles
defending
Jackson
champion.
is so hard
And I
to
believe he was stuck on the tire barrier. He couldn't even drive out of that.
defend your Snickers Cup Series championship in the series anymore. I mean, I'm the season one champ, and I still haven't got back to championship form. And it's been like 6 or 7 seasons since
Yeah, it
the
has.
season
Yep, you're right.
championship.
You're right. And Charles Jackson had been actually doing pretty well in points. Last week he dropped to 19th in standings after a tough race, and he may end up dropping even further now as he's been running inside the top 10, I think, since the start of the season. And look who the leader is now, Trent Dunham in the one car, who actually last week ended up going a lap down, had a damaged car, but battled back to a second place finish. So he's been on a streak as of late.
All because the leaders flipped on the last lap. If the leaders
Exactly.
didn't flip, I would have
Exactly.
won that race.
And Trent Dunham, I think this season has had the most runner-up finishes of a Snickers Cup Series driver. So maybe trying to get to victory lane here today, as he's ahead now of Bob Jones, who is now ahead of Ian Dutta. So goodbye running down Bob Jones for the points lead there. Now it's 1 point more for Bob Jones over Dutta.
But you never know. Bob Jones could overdrive that corner, hit the tire barrier, and blow up.
He could indeed, as looks like Charles Jackson, Dylan Young are the reason the caution's out. Mary Cole making a pit stop here under this yellow. So let's jump back, take a look at a replay of what happened to the 2 and the 19. All right, so let's see what's happened to Dylan Young in the 2 car. Almost kind of like what happened to Sean Galligan, except this one, he really fishtailed it and even lost it before he even got into that second part of the S's.
No, no, no. As a driver, when you see tire barriers, it's like, I don't want to hit it, and he brakes for impact.
And it's ironic, too. A lot of times, drivers will hit safer barriers and stuff, and they'll be able to continue on. The tire barrier just almost kind of rips your car apart.
Yeah, it does rip your car apart. I mean, I bounced off plenty of safer barriers last week and kind
And,
of flipped
and
off rumble strips.
there's Charles Jackson. Wow, he almost collected Nick Barney with him.
He he almost collected Jessica Shelton too.
He did. Good job by all those drivers being able to get around the spinning 19. And Charles
Uh,
Jackson, I thought he actually was going to be able to continue on, but apparently not.
just pancakes aside.
Just barely. And then he gets caught there and can't continue on. He was running 16th place, too, was the 19th. It's a tough break for Charles.
You know what? I just realized when we go back to green flag racing, we barely have like 7 laps left.
Yeah, no, it's going to be coming down to crunch time here, and they've been racing crazy enough as it is here in this first half or so of the race, and oh boy,
So
it's going to be chaos in the latter part.
so if you're the leader right now, what would you do? Stay out or just pit, make sure that you have enough fuel, and risk getting spun out?
Yeah, I don't really know. I know Trent Dunham, the current leader, when he came down pit road, it was a two-tire stop, so don't know how well they got that car packed full of fuel, but we're going to find out now as we head back to green flag racing. All right, so here we go. Lights are still out atop the pace car, but now they've just turned off, so we're going to be going back. Oh, they didn't turn off. They're going to turn off soon, I believe. I think we're going back to green this lap. Trent
They
Dunham is the leader right now,
they
and
turn off going off into the S's
yeah, I think you're right. Look at that
coming
one
off
car.
them.
Doesn't look like there's a mark on it. Trent's been doing a very good job today keeping that car clean.
He knows that the Slender Tubbies he thinks are behind him.
Yeah, Trent
So
Dunham,
he's
very familiar with Slender Tubbies. Actually won a Slendy Tubbies car at Daytona in the Mobil Cup Series back in previous history.
yeah, no, no more Slender Tubbies for me.
So Trent Dunham is the leader. Points leader Bob Jones. How about him today? I mean, talk about surviving. That car, we've seen him spin out a couple of times, but he's still up here on the lead lap and in second place, maybe en route to a back-to-back victory.
Who knows? And I had to take a drink.
And
Oh,
there's
what's the matter with Johnson and Dino?
Citadino off the pace there. He's gonna,
Oh, he's a let
I
down.
guess so. Yep, he's gonna let his Sega Motorsports teammate on by. Ian Dutt is gonna be third. Fourth place is Dylan Schwallenberg. Jacob Lawler in fifth place. Joshua Collard, haven't talked about the 43 much today. He's up here in sixth, and we know he's really good at road courses. Seventh place,
Oh,
still, I can't get over this. Danny Wells, that damaged car is still in the top 10 in seventh place.
no matter on road courses and NR, like you can run a damaged race car like Danny's and still have a pretty good run.
Jake Cole,
And
James
some
McLeod coming down pit road. Rest of the top 10, Cole Dally, Austin LaPlante, and I believe now Charles Sanfer is going to restart in the 10th position. You go back to what you were saying.
um, I forgot what I was going to say.
You're talking about Danny Wells' piece of junk.
Oh, Danny Wells piece of junk.
Whoa,
Gosh, like that guy.
they waved off the green flag apparently.
Huh? That's I've never seen that.
I've never seen
But
that either. The pace car came down, came right back out, and we're going to go back green next time by apparently.
I was wondering why Bob Jones didn't take that opportunity when Trent spun the tires. I thought
Yeah,
that might be why.
I'm not exactly sure why they waved off the green flag coming out. Citadino
Who
sits on
knows?
pit road again. I think Citadino may have actually had something happen. He may have actually missed his pit stall or something because a lot
Yeah,
of times drivers, when they miss their pit stall, they come back down pit road a second time. That might have been what happened at 72. It's a tough break for him, but well,
well, anyways,
I guess these drivers have an extra lap. Think about what they're going to do to the one.
Danny Wells back there in sixth or seventh. He he's got a damaged race car, but yet he has the same opportunity as everyone else to win this race.
And here's
And
the
just met
ironic thing. When we saw that last green flag run, Danny Wells used the outside line through the S's and made it work. Maybe you got to have a damaged car to get through that corner on the high side.
maybe I don't know. We'll find out.
Let's jump back real quickly to Charles Sanford, give you the rest of the drivers that are running on the lead lap because they really aren't that many. Sanford is in 10th. 11th is Levi McIntyre. Daniel Day 12th. 13th Kyle Matthews. 14th Mary Cole. 15th Richard Johnson. He's got no hood. 16th Jessica Shelton. James Silverfox 17th. Cody Lamas 18th. 19th place is going to be William Duncan with Andrea Erickson in 20th. And I believe that may actually be the only drivers left on the lead lap with the exception of Chris Washer and Jake Cole.
Okay, here we go. Green flag.
Here we go. Finally back to green.
Finally.
Trent Dunham, Bob Jones side by side for the lead here. And we've got only
Now
six
what?
to go, by the way.
Now what Bob needs to do is hold on to the points lead. That's not the way to do it.
Oh, Trent
Ooh,
gonna make
Trent.
it through that corner. He did it.
Yes. But what about behind him?
Is everybody else good? Nope. There they all go.
No. Oh,
Mary Cole, Kyle Matthews. But they kept it
everyone.
going. Wait a minute. That might not be. Oh, it is a caution. I was gonna say
It is.
they looked like they
They're
were
all
hanging
leading.
on to it. And Trent
And look
Dunham
at Ian.
kept the lead.
Look at Ian. Look at Bob.
Oh, Trent overdrove
Trent.
the corner, and Bob Jones is
Bob
by
Jones
for the
takes
lead. 27 to the lead.
As long as he doesn't mess it all up.
As
Right
long as he
there.
doesn't mess it up. Oh, boy.
As long as he doesn't see the slender tubbies.
I thought for a moment they were going to go three wide for the lead. I thought Dutta was going to make it three wide with Bob Jones and Trent Dunham, but
I
Bob
thought that
Jones,
too.
Bob Jones will have the lead here. Trent Dunham obviously doesn't want to have to play bridesmaid again, and I think we will get back to green, so he'll have an other opportunity. I did see one driver on pit road, and it's right there, the 11 of Jacob Lawler. I think he may have been the one that got the big crunch in that turn.
Probably. I mean, the front end don't lie on these cars.
Not at all. So let's jump back, see what happened to Jacob Lawler in the 11 to put us under the caution for the I don't have any idea time here today at New Zealand.
I think it's like the 17th time.
It could possibly be. Jacob Lawler was in the 5th position, apparently. And all the Joe Gibbs cars were actually running well today. Schwallenberg, Mary Cole, and Jacob Lawler. But apparently those good runs for all three are going to come to an end because Lawler, again, fishtailing it through that very first part of the S's.
It looks like the same thing that happened to Dylan Young.
Yep, Dylan
And
Young, Sean Galligan, they've all had that happen today.
And look at Danny. That damaged race car.
Almost going four wide there with Poteet, Michaels, and Schwallenberg through that corner.
And here we go.
Yep.
Crunch.
Rockwell, Automation, Toyota, all crunched up, and Lawler 18th in the
And
points with an opportunity to maybe move himself inside the top 10. Don't look like that's going to happen. And up ahead,
oh,
something else happens here. Oh,
oh, the two females get together, Mary Cole and Jessica Shelton. Oh, it
oh, wait
started
a
up
minute.
with Kyle.
I think it starts with Kyle Matthews. I think he's going to lock up the brakes, maybe slide up into his Hendrick Motorsports teammate here. Yep, that's what
Yep.
happened.
Yep.
Wow, Daniel Day. How did he get past him? I don't know.
Silver Fox and Richard Johnson getting together
And there's Noah
behind all
Hart
that.
moving by, Charles Jackson moving by. They're off the lead lap. But looks like everybody there really didn't get that much damage, just kind of slid into each other for the most part.
They're being bumper cars now, Seth.
Pretty much, they are. They're like bumper cars. They're kind of buffering off of each other here.
And if you hit these cars right in the right spot, it won't give them damage.
No, you're right. It
I,
won't. I
I've
mean, you see
noticed that.
Mary Cole. She ended up sliding there into Matthews. There's no damage on that 18 at all. I don't think there's even any right side damage on the 5 of
It
Kyle Matthews.
there isn't. That's what I was saying. If you hit these cars just in the right spot, there won't be any damage.
So it looks like the only driver who really ended up having trouble with this particular wreck was Jacob Lawler. Let's head back now for what could possibly be our final restart of the day. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing here, I would assume. Lights will probably go out in the S's. As Dougie said, that's when the pace car lights turn off. And right now, the top 5 are as follows. The points leader, Bob Jones, is the leader. Trent Dunham,
See,
who
I told
finished
you.
runner-up last week to Bob Jones, amazingly enough, is in second. So it's almost deja vu all over again. Ian Dutta, he is in third. Fourth place now, Joshua Collard. And Danny Wells and his piece of junk is in fifth place. Sixth
His
place,
piece of junk is a good piece of junk.
hashtag 31 piece of junk. Cole Daly is in
Make it
sixth.
last.
Seventh without a hood is Austin LaPlante. He's been having a good run today. We haven't talked about him hardly at all. McLeod is in eighth. McIntyre is in ninth. And Charles Sanfer is right now the top 10. We're seeing a few names up here we haven't really talked about today. LaPlante, McLeod, they could
McIntyre.
McIntyre, they could possibly play a factor into this if this thing comes down to fuel mileage, or if we have something like our Mobil Cup Series event where the front runners all wreck.
Now, Levi McIntyre took over my car from last year, and I know those guys pretty well. I've been talking to them, and they said Levi is actually getting used to these cars now. That he's actually been trying to run up front, and Go Gear has decided to sponsor them.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
happy for
obviously
it.
worked out for him too, because last week he ended up being the first caution. He spun out, but he came in with a top 10. And actually, at the beginning of the season, he was battling with the likes of Jake Cole and Dylan Poteet for dead last in
Last.
points. He's now in the 30th position in standing, so he's been actually putting it together in the last
Green
few weeks.
flag. Green flag is out.
Now, there's going to be
Bob
3 to
Jones.
go here. I was talking to Dougie before we got here to this clip that we may, if the caution comes out on this lap, we may have a one-lap shootout to decide this race. But there's single file here through the front few, so we may actually not have a caution. Oh, well,
There's Joshua
there
Michael.
goes Joshua. Like, oh, and Charles Sanford.
Oh, Sanford.
Kyle
Kyle
Matthews,
Matthews.
Citadino,
Santino,
Shelton.
Shelton. Duncan's off course.
Oh, Charles Jackson
Charles
getting
Jackson.
spun around by his
Oh,
teammate, Chris Washer.
no.
Oh, and
There,
Sanford was running up inside the top 10. Oh, Cole Daly spun it. And
oh.
Bob Jones lost the lead.
Oh, no.
Trent Dunham back to the lead.
I swear, I have not had much sleep since Thundertubbies and Booyah yesterday. If Trent Dunham wins this race, hashtag going to bed.
Oh, man. Trent Dunham, the leader here. And next time around will be the white flag lap. I think we basically saw everything that happened. I almost think we should give flag-to-flag coverage here and not even bother to look back at a replay.
And look at Ian Dutta.
Ian Dutta up there, and this could be big for him because we know Bob Jones ended up spinning out. Where did Jones cross the line? Oh, he crossed in 6th.
Oh, well.
Well, I guess I guess that wasn't so bad.
I'll just spit out and, stay in the top 10.
Oh my goodness. So right now, The top 5 at the current moment, with 2 to go, are Trent Dunham, Ian Dutta. Danny Wells is now third. How, I'm not sure. Austin
Piece of junk
LaPlante is
car.
Austin LaPlante is in fourth, and Joshua
Another piece of
Collard
junk car.
is now in fifth. Rest of the top 10 are Bob Jones, Cole Daly, who we saw spin out, Cody Lamas, who we saw spin out, then Levi McIntyre, and James Silverfox, the Mobil Cup Series winner, is now up in 10th.
Told you to watch James Silverfox today.
Oh no!
Oh, pit.
Leaders are coming to pit.
Who's going to stay out?
Is anyone going to risk it and stay out? I'm trying to see if any of the leaders
I don't know.
are
if
not
anyone
coming.
did.
Let's see. I see Dunham, Danny Wells, Dutta, McLeod, Bob Jones, Daly,
Oh,
Schwallenberg,
Schwallenberg. Wow.
Nick Barney. Oh, Nick Barney just ran into to Joshua Michaels on pit road.
The Red Bull Toyotas are not having a good day.
No, they're not. Okay, Trent just came out, but I think a few drivers may have stayed out ahead of him that are on the lead lap. Jessica Shelton stayed out. Silverfox stayed out.
Silverfox.
McIntyre, Lamas, and Joshua Collard has inherited the lead.
The Brits have invaded New Zealand.
Oh, boy. Now, Joshua Collard...
If they don't pit this lap, he wins.
Exactly.
And I don't have to go to bed.
Joshua Collard, a rookie for that team. He's 14th in the points, by the way, too.
That's a good showing by a rookie.
That is a good showing. And Collard may be able to win this thing. Now, the
look
big
who's in
question
third.
is, does he have enough to get there?
It's hard to decide. But look who's in third. Another rookie, Levi McIntyre. Shout out to Levi.
Man.
Doing good.
He is doing a good job. I mean, if you look at the cars there that are leading, the top 4, Collard, Lamas, McIntyre, and Silverfox, I don't really see any damage on any of those cars.
Yeah, I don't see any damage on them either. I mean,
right, here it comes. They're coming into the final corners here. Will we see any of the top 5 who stayed out on the white flag lap come down to pit? Collard is not coming.
Joshua Collard has won this race.
He is not coming. Lamas is not coming. McIntyre's not coming. Jessica Shelton, though, couldn't make it. She's coming to pit road. And I think Trent Dunham's coming to pit road again.
Why is Trent coming down pit road again?
I'm not really sure.
I guess this team's like, yeah, come down pit road again.
Okay, that was interesting. But checkered flag is in hand. Joshua Collard is going to win the New Zealand 400 here today. I think I'm going to pronounce it correctly. It's Pukekohe? I think that's how it's pronounced.
Pukekohe?
I've had 5 different pronunciations given to me in the last few days, so I don't know which one it is.
I know. Last night, who was it? Chris Washer was giving you a pronunciation.
That's right.
It's Pukekohe.
I've actually had one person say that it's Pocono, but I don't think that's right.
No, Pocono doesn't have like 5 or 6 corners.
No, I don't think so. It's called a tricky
triangle
triangle
have
for a reason.
4.
I've never heard of a 5-sided triangle, but maybe there's something I don't know about. But Joshua Collard, what a win here for him today. I don't think we could really say he had the win handed to him like we had Silverfox in yesterday's race. He basically just played the fuel strategy.
Yeah, and the fuel strategy worked. He did the same thing that Sean Henley did.
And this could put him inside the top 10 in points, and he wasn't locked into the All-Star race. He is now.
How about that? All-Star race weekend coming up next weekend. I'll probably be in the booth for one of the trucks or Mobil 1 Cup Series.
Absolutely. And Joshua Collard with the win. How about Cody Lamas? Cody came in 8th in the point standings. The Michael Waltrip racing cars have really been good this year, and Cody, he could be up inside the top 5 here today because a lot of drivers up ahead of him, Sanford, Atkins, Chris Washer, they had trouble today.
Yeah, I was going to mention something about the Richmond actual NASCAR race, but I'm not going to say it's your arm, Cody Lamas. Levi McIntyre finishing 3rd today.
It was a great run for him, too, as he's been on a bit of a hot streak as of late now.
Now, Levi, I'm going to touch your car next time. Rub some magic on it, you know. And they're all trying to derping on pit road.
Yeah, they are. They're all
Silverfox.
Yikes! Silverfox, careful! Oh, he's gonna get a bump from his teammate Noah Hart.
He doesn't even know where to pit.
Oh my
Silver
goodness.
Fox was like,
Where
oh
do I
wait,
go? Where do I go? Where do I go?
yeah, but still good finish by Silver Fox.
Well, don't forget,
Fourth.
Silver Fox had to go to victory lane yesterday, so he doesn't know how to get to his pit stall here at the end of this race. He knows how to get
Fifth,
to victory
Daniel
lane.
Day.
Wow, fifth place for him.
He's
Man,
been on a hot streak other than last week.
he's made 3 starts in the Snickers Cup Series. 2 of them at road courses, and both those road course races he's finished top 5.
Maybe I should have ran, the
Maybe you
for
should
this
go
year.
into that 24 car.
Yeah.
Richard Johnson, 10th in the points, 6th place here today. Good run for him. He'll probably stay inside the top 10 in points for sure. Chris Washer, 5th in points, had that damaged 10 car. He gets 7th. Trent will have to settle for 8th, but I think he'll be pretty satisfied with that. That's 2 straight top 10s for him. William Duncan, we never talked about the 99 at all, and he's going to get 9th place today.
Okay, what is going on with Ian Dutta? He just came in, got fuel, and left.
I'm not exactly sure. Apparently, he thinks the race is still going. But Kyle Matthews is going to finish in the top 10. I'll tell you, 3 drivers not inside that top 10 right there. The 3 drivers who are first, second, and third in points. Let's see where they finished.
Yeah, where did Bob Jones
Well,
finish?
Danny
16th
Wells. Danny Wells finished in 11th. He's fourth
with
in points.
with a piece of junk car.
15th was Ian Dutta, but Bob Jones finished right behind him in 16th. So looks
One
like Ian
point.
Dutta only cut down the points lead by 1 point, so it'll be 9
Now,
point advantage for Bob Jones.
where's Noah Hart?
Noah Hart's officially going to finish 3 laps down in the 29th position. So I think, let's see, if he's 29th and Danny finishes in 31st, that's 18 positions. I think Danny Wells is actually past Noah Hart in the standings for 3rd place with a
Did you
piece of
just
junk.
say? Did you just say Danny Wells finished 31st?
Oh, I actually looked at 31. 11th place. My bad. Looked at the
I was
wrong
like,
number.
wait a second.
Looked at that wrong number. But there are a
uh,
couple other drivers who actually finished pretty well here today that were top 10 in points too. Charles Stanford, we saw him end up having that problem in the closing stages, but he finished 12th and he came in 7th in points. And Cole Daly, 9th in points, finishes with 17th today.
yeah, very good runs by Jessica Shelton and Dylan Schwanenberg, Mary Cole, Kyle Corbett.
Absolutely. And
Eh,
surprisingly enough, I would think that out of everybody in this top 10 that came into today's race, top 10 in the points, the only 2 that really encountered any real difficult problems today were Noah Hart in 29th and Megan Atkins in 38th. All the other drivers in the top 10 in points actually salvaged a good finish today.
And top 10 in points coming into the All Star race gives you a little boost. Yeah, we're going into the All Star weekend, and it'll be fun to see. And I am getting messages.
You are getting messages. You are one popular son of a gun.
Oh, it's from Chris Washer actually,
Ah,
talking about the Booyah tournament coming up
oh
tonight.
yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm trying to real quickly see here. I didn't see. Oh, Ralph Mason finished out of the race in 37th.
What happened to Anthony McCurry?
I'm not really sure. I think. Oh wait. I think he ended up missing his pit stall that
Oh
one
yeah, that's
time.
right.
Yeah. 34th for him. Pretty much the
Char-
Kyotech cars. The only Kyotech car that had a good run was Silver Fox, and we're expecting a lot of Kyotech cars to finish well up at the front.
I mean, uh, Anthony, Ralph, and Noah Hart all were supposed to finish in the top 10 at least.
Yep. And a poor finish there for Sean Henley, too. After 2 good runs in the last couple of weeks, 36th here today. He's going to have to try and scurry his way back up through the standings next week.
Okay, the Snickers Cup Series is so weird, and I now have the squeaky chair in the group now. But anyways, if you look down through the field, 40th position, Dougie Shears almost had the win last week if he didn't have to pit for fuel and flip. He flipped, finished 17th. Comes into this race, had a good start off qualifying, wrecks out of the race. Seen that Thunder Tubby out in the woods
Hmm?
and started screaming like PewDiePie.
Yes.
But Kyle Corbett though came back from that
Yeah. Came back to finish on the lead lap, too. In
barely,
20th place.
barely,
Just barely.
just barely. Johnson and Dino 21st.
Dylan Poteet, he was up front for a while. He finished in 24th.
Charles Jackson, 2 laps down in 25th.
Yeah, it's not too bad for a guy that ended up having to teleport to pit road. Not a bad finish.
Harrison Langford and 45, 3 laps down.
I wonder what happened to Austin the Plant because he was up inside the top five there in the closing stages. He finishes a lap down in 23rd.
Might have missed his pit stall.
He very well might have, and that's a tough break for him because he was 13th in points coming into this race. Had an opportunity to maybe get himself up inside the top 10 in the points with a good run, but it may not happen.
If only we got back to green.
Yeah, if we had gotten back to green, it probably would have been a one-lap shootout, but unfortunately that was not the case. And Joshua Collard, though, probably is pretty happy that we didn't get back to green because he is the winner here today, and it's actually his first career NSCRA victory as well.
Woo!
So congratulations to Joshua Collard on winning the New Zealand 400 here today. And Dougie, I want to thank you for joining me in the booth here today.
Oh, that's no problem, Seth. I'd like to join you in the booth for All-Star Weekend.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be having some commentators in there for All-Star Race Weekend for the Oreo Open, the Mobil Open, and the Snickers Shootout. So hopefully you guys will tune in for that. But we still got one more race weekend before the All-Star Race. Next week we head to our 13th race weekend at Sparta, and that should be an exciting race weekend as well.
This Sparta!
I actually got to say that during that weekend. I never would have thought of that. Thank you.
Yes! I will join you in the booth for the Snickers Cup Series race.
All
if
right.
I can say that.
All right, so we hope that you guys enjoyed today's event. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Also, be sure to subscribe to Dougie Shears' channel. The link to his channel is in the description.
Go watch Thunder Chubbies.
I still remember his AMP88 Go Dale, but it says Dougie Shears now. But anyway.
Rest in peace, AMP88 Go Dale. Google Plus.
I actually typed it into the YouTube thing, and I still found your channel, so...
yeah.
It's still there.
It still lives.
It still lives. So his link to his channel is in the description. Be sure to subscribe to him. And Dougie, any last thoughts before we end this race?
Well, Joshua Collard won the race. Some surprises in the top 10. As you can see, outside top 10, by the way. Danny Wells finishing 11th with a junked up race car. And wins the race. Or almost wins the race.
That was, I think, like a comeback of the race right there.
That was a comeback. And about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight, Booyah Tournament. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this race weekend. If you did, again, like, subscribe to become a part of the crew today. And watch Thundertubbies. You will not get any more value out of me screaming like a girl. Or like PewDiePie.
Like PewDiePie, yes. All right, so...
PewDiePie!
So hopefully you guys... We are so ripping off so many people right now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the race, and we will see you guys next time. Here comes your official finish results, overall point standings, and rookie points heading to next week's race at Sparta. And you've been watching a production of the NCRA Offline Racing at its best.
This is Sparta!